Hello, hello. In this session, we're going to be looking at continuing our little storefront. And yeah, of course, taking any questions from the... Okay, that one's gone. Get rid of that. I also have to make sure... Okay, so... Okay, just making sure that everything's online. No, maybe no. Okay, hang on. I'm going to close it down and start again because I did a VPN thing. So, see you soon. Alright. Seems to be working. Seems to be. Yeah, it was, it was a rough start. Figured it out though. Move on. Alrighty. So let's yeah, so capital S. I have no idea if that's a thing. In regards to that space issue. I'm not sure if this folder structure wouldn't make it work. Especially with the light maps. So yeah, I'm not too sure. The thing is also, if you just move them around here, it should work. So yeah, it's a tricky one. Okay. What do I need? What do I need? I need a drink. I just got up. I'm a little scratted today. I'll reach the second. I'll reach the smart mode in a second. Yeah, so that particular issue, it's a bit of a weird one. When you have like a complicated space and it's just a template, so I'm not too sure what that might be. And yeah, you're right. If the playground doesn't build, then the mental files might not. So yeah. So not exactly sure what it might do. But I can't think of anything else at this point. Tell me I go with that. Yeah. Alright, now. So, for this space, I have spent a little bit more time on the t-shirt. So we have a t-shirt now. So I got that one, and I made this one as well. The problem is this is a bit dark, so I might actually have to manually edit the ambient occlusion on this texture. So we'll see how that goes. I actually baked these in Substance Painter, so I'll throw this up just to show. What I've also done is I spent a little bit of time to make some mannequins. So I'd like to import those today and see how we go with that. So I've made a folder with nothing in it. And we have the mannequins here. So we've got this. And I made a sort of a metallic texture for the normal maps. for this asset. This is actually a rigged asset, so when I imported it, I went to rig and changed animation type to humanoid, and this allows certain features of Unity, like with character development stuff, so IK and inverse kinematics and stuff like that. It also allows you to add Mixamo. So if I get Mixamo animation, import that as a humanoid, and then create my asset here, and that is an import as a humanoid. Those are the same avatar, and therefore I can get that animation on my character very easily. So humanoid's really cool. For this, I just did it because I wanted to make sure that I could test it. The other thing is what humanoid does is it will change the names to something that's universal, and it sort of shows what those are. I haven't done a great rig with this, but like this was just a quick rig, so you can see there are some issues with it, but it works for now. So we have that. Now, the other thing that I've done outside of the session was create some materials. So we have mannequin female. So if I make these a square, you can sort of see, well, maybe you can't. You can sort of see that there is, yeah, you can't see it very clearly. Let's do this. If I get rid of this, you can kind of see that there is a normal map in there. So there we go. Yes, but it would have to be really low polygon. Like, really low polygon. So each planet would have to be like a cube. And yeah. So probably not, actually. There's a lot of planets. Sea turtle. Yeah, so this is where I show, like, you know that picture where you have like a circle? It's like, make a circle. And the next one is, finish the sea turtle. It's that. There's a lot of steps to a sea turtle. That said, I would make a high poly sea turtle in Blender using Sculpt or ZBrush or any of the other tools. Then retopologize that, bake the high poly onto the low poly, and then you have a sea turtle. Yeah. Okay. So we have our mannequin. We have our imported textures from Substance, which I can now show you. So if I go to this one. So this is our mannequin, basically. Very simple, but very cool. So it's sort of like this interesting style. It doesn't have a t-shirt or anything like that. I'll probably do those separately. How those work with... I'll have to either do them separately or I'll have to do them together with the original. So I'd like to do this separately because then I can do some cool stuff with that. But yeah, so we have this guy. And just to show... That's the girl. So yeah. So we have our textures on a material, and then we can put that material on the mannequin. So Materials. Mannequin female. Apply. And oops, that's the texture. Mannequin male. Okay. So now if we drag this in, we can put one in each. So let's go female and male. And then we can move them out. Now these are rigs, so I could actually, I'm going to add a bone tool. So we can actually modify these and do some cool like poses or something. I'm not too sure. I have this idea and it'll be a good temporary for now. But I want them sort of climbing out of these frames, which I think would be kind of an interesting look. So that's what I'm going to do this session. Other things I did off camera was I rebaked the lighting with just plain white. So previously they were sort of like sunlit, so a bit of a yellow. So those have been white. The floor is a little bit more reflective. I'll get a normal map in there soon. And I've made the outside like all white. So basically I'd like to sort of create this sort of like where the color is where the space is, and everything else is white. So I might sort of flesh this out a bit more to look like a mall, but it's all white. So I think that'd be kind of cool. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. All right, so we need a tool called, it's one of mine, bone, I think it's just called bone tool. Bone tool, bone visualizer. I found this with a, what was this with? I think it was an asset that I got with, get rid of the demo, don't need that. Yeah, better keep the readme. Import. I'm not sure, but I think I got this asset with, is this one? That's on the female. Root node. Okay, I can put that there. There we go. So if I select the corner, that does not work well. What happened there? Ah, why not? No. That works. Okay, that works. Right, so yeah, this I think is an import issue. Yeah, so some of the bones don't work as well as I would like, but yeah, that's unfortunate. So I'll have to look into that separately. I don't really want to do that on stream because, yeah, troubleshooting is never fun to watch, I don't think. Give me a sec. Okay, so let's say, what can we do with the limitations that we have? So let's grab this one. So sort of have this idea. Ah, it's not gonna work. Like we use these ones maybe. It's literally just that one. Ah, that's annoying. Oh well. That's so frustrating. Weird though too. Okay. You get the idea anyway. So yeah, so that was the idea. That clearly doesn't work. So for today, I think we'll just keep these. And sort of put them in the space like so. For today. Oh, so annoying though. So close. I didn't try that. Alright. Next thing to do. Okay, so let's make some outdoor stuff. And by outdoor I mean external mall. Is that in here? No. Alright. So this is our sort of main window. I've been considering maybe getting a door in there. So I'll worry about that in a second, but I want a cube. And then we're going to basically get rid of some of it. I don't know why I do a plane. Every time it's a cube. Now I'm holding the left control to sort of snap. But at one point it's not going to work, so I'm using Z though to lock this. Okay. Now, how do malls work? Maybe there. Nope. Make sure you get the right axes. Now I want this to be a loopable kind of thing. So in that this and this can line up. So I want to make sure that that's on the line, like so, which it should be. So we'll do that in a test as well. And we also need a bit of a ceiling. Like that. Let's see. Well, let's save this. And then we'll create a separate door for the main one, just so it can be a bit more custom. So let's see, FBX. Now this is up. Nope, need that one. Front frame? Is it the front frame? Yes. Okay. Right. So we also want to duplicate that one, rename it without capitals. And then save that separately. That way we can do sort of a prefab for the store, and then one for this one as well. Now we want this and this to be rotated to work properly. Like so. I can get rid of that one and then put in the asset directly. So that is store frame. Rotate that. Alrighty. Now, if we grab this one, which is here, excellent, and then we make that prefab. No UI. Press U. I'm assuming, yeah. In Mono. Yeah, the only thing I can think of is press U to show or hide the UI. Yeah, that is odd. 100%. What's the okay, so that's the thing. Okay. So if I drop the plastic white object on there. Now the thing is, we don't want a light map on these because these take up a fair bit of space. This one? This one or these ones? Why is that one brighter than these ones? The actual store. The thing is, like with the store size, because the last one I made was quite a lot bigger, and the problem with that is you have to have a lot of stuff. So this one is maybe a little tight, but it doesn't need to create as much stuff to sell. So I'm doing this as kind of like a minimum store size, and then we'll see how that goes. It's easy to modify the size, so that shouldn't be an issue if that comes up. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's a fair observation, because like I have felt that like if I had stuff in the middle here, like this open area here does feel a little tight. So we'll see how if once we start filling it in with stuff, if that makes it worse or not. That's a reflection thing. Which means, where is it? There. I think it's a reflection thing. Let's thing. No. It's not that then. I want this to be static though. The thing is also like this bake is super low, like it's one map. So I may have the luxury of being able to do this at just like a higher thing. So that can be a test as well. The other approach is instead of like maybe having a corridor end here, so that could work as well. That's not aligned. What I could do, if I hold V, I can go from vertex to vertex quite easily. So like that, and that's that problem solved. Easy. We could also biggen that one. Okay. Actually, I'm going to reduce the size of this one to there, maybe. Once again, this is for purposes of light mapping, because I do want the sort of this effect. which is really cool. Once again, just go V to create that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a bake at some point, unfortunately. So we'll give that a shot though. Alright. So we've got like a semblance of a mall. We'll worry about the other spaces at another point in time. Okay, so what do we want to do with these? I think we need sort of like a table. So we can put some clothes and things on top of it. So if we want to sell shoes or whatnot. So let's do that next up. Note if you change the name, like the word, if you change the name of an asset in Blender, re-import it, it goes missing because you've changed the mesh name. So I'm going to leave that for now. It's fine, but I need to be better at putting my names in here before exporting it for reasons. So keep that in mind. For that though, I'm actually going to do this so I don't lose track of that. So those two are in the mall. And then this one is the new one. Cool. Alright. What's that? That's just a wall. Cool. Get rid of the light and the camera. Armature. What is that there? Why is that there? Not too sure. I'm gonna delete that and hope for the best. Cool. Alright. So, what do we need? What do we need? Table thing. Now, okay, so the style is kind of very square. Here. Add a cube. Alright, 2 meters is good, so I'm going to keep that length, and then we're going to scale along this way. Maybe not 1 meter, maybe like 50 centimeters or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll give that a shot. And maybe 1 meter high. Alright. Now we're actually going to need maybe 4 by 4. Make some good squares. And we want, nope, this one. That one, cool. No, not again. Maybe about that. The problem here is that doubles that, so we're going to have to tweak that a little bit. 0.05. Nice, neat. Cool. Now, if I recall, there is not that one. Not that one. That one. Now, once I've done something, I can just do Shift R and it will redo whatever I'm working on. Which means I can do this real quick. Like so. Now we need to halve this one. So I'm watching the top left there to get sort of close. Doesn't have to be accurate, just has to be close, I think. No one's going to hold me up and say, hey, this wasn't exactly 0.5. I could also do scale Y 0.5. So scale Y 0.5. SY 0.5 and SY 0.5. There we go. ZZ. Nah. There we go. Alright. Now, I kind of want to do something cool with this, but I'm not too sure what that could be. So, like doing like an outer metal. So we've got sort of these, and I'm wondering if we could sort of represent that in some way on these assets. So either one's on the edge. If the whole thing was the metal, that would be kind of boring. So maybe something like that. And let's do some materials. So plastic, white, and metal, dark gray. I'm gonna check something. I'm kind of interested to see if this actually works. So what do we got? Metal, dark, space gray. Nope. Yeah, okay. With an A, because that day I was Australian. All right. So let's assign plastic. Assign. No. Everything. Dark gray. Let's actually add dark gray so we can actually see it. Cool. And then these ones. Do I want to cut all those up? Kind of do. Yeah. All right, there we go. So this sort of effect. Control A, all transforms. Yeah, save that. What do you call these? Cabinet thing that holds stuff. Stuff holder. Cabinet will do. Alright. So we have our two materials, and then I can just go like this, and because I named them correctly, it's very easy. I was hoping that they would automatically do it, but not the case, unfortunately. But now we've done that, I can actually drag and drop, like so. Let's put this into assets. Nope. Let's put this into furniture. That's the one. And let's prefab this one. So if we do anything, so like static, and then I can go apply to all. And then what do we got? Kind of want to put something cool here, like maybe like a some racks or something. Like you always get stores with that sort of stuff, right? Yeah, let's make some of those. Same idea, so we can actually grab most of this and then just reuse it. Yeah. Duplicate. Separate. I didn't name it. Okay. So, I'm gonna... I did this on purpose so I could show you how it breaks. So, cabinet. Alright. So this goes in there, and then they all disappear because the mesh is missing. So if I go to the cabinet prefab, Let's double click and go in there. The only thing we need to fix is this one thing. So if I drag, now that's not going to work because it's not the mesh, but this definitely is. So it comes back, and then if you go that, it's all there again. So yeah, that's a very common thing in regards to naming conventions and making sure that works. So I can hide that one, name this one, and we're actually sort of doing this the long way, but Shift R to do the same thing again. But this basically makes it exactly the same as the thing. And using F to combine two things. Now for that you need the F2 add-on. Add-ons are added in preferences, add-ons, and then in this case you can do F2, mesh F2. So that does some cool things with the F key. And make that. I'm gonna make, nope, I did that wrong. Very wrong. Plastic white, and these two are grey. Cool, that's what we want. We also want to get rid of these. Dissolve edges. Cool. Alright, so the next thing we need is kind of like a frame. So let's... I'm actually going to grab this and use that as a base. Duplicate. Yep. This and this can be removed. And this can be sent in a little bit. Maybe to there. E to extrude. And we want that to go back a bit. Maybe to there. All right. Now I want sort of like a effect. It's the best way to call it. Yeah, we'll leave it there. Let's add a couple more. Scale, not that way, that way. There. Wrong way, that way. Maybe there. Yep, that works. And let's clean up just some of the polygons on these. Oops, there. That one I'm going to keep because it looks cool. These ones we can actually go to there. Here we go. Control L to select all of the object. Shift D along the Y axis. So that would go there. Excellent. Now let's move that to the ground. And then all transforms that one. We have a shelf. What was I going to do? Just in case, I'm actually going to unwrap these, just in case people change the textures to a tileable one. So I'm going to just do Smart UV Project. Go. And then you got that. And I'll do that with the other one as well. Just to, I don't know, get a feel for... Actually, let's... What things need to be that? Not that one. Cabinet. Okay, so I'm going to get both of these. Okay, so that'll all be the same resolution, and then we can export that as well. So export that as a shelf. Do we have that yet? No. Get good at naming. It makes your life easier. Cabinet. Now that that's unwrapped properly, cabinet. Cool. All right. Next up, so those are updated. Let's get the shelf in there. To furniture. Now these do not have the right material, so let's put these on as well. What do we got? Plastic whites on white and dark gray there. Apply. We also want to put static on, and we also want to make that a prefab. You do have to do it first before you start copying, otherwise you'll have to copy them again. So I recommend doing that first. So when you copy it, it's a duplicate. 3? Do we want 3? Or 2? Maybe 2. Yeah, that's alright. Duplicate. Let's spin these ones around. Let's go there. Once again, holding left control. To snap where I can. And duplicate again. All right. Starting to look like a store now. So that's cool. Let's get our mannequins. And I'm going to copy them around as well. So let's get rid of them. Not rid of them. Let's get them. Nope. We need center and global. So when we rotate, they do that. Just to look cool, basically. Duplicate again. Let's, for now, I want to make a hoodie, so over the next week I'm going to make another hoodie. Or not another, I'm going to make a hoodie. But for now, let's, actually let's make it a little different. I appreciate it, Mr. Rock and Roll. It's definitely getting there. Like, there's always a period of time where things just don't look good, and it sucks. But one YouTube video I saw kind of had a, like, once again, like, every now and then you'll hear this sentence, like, that's a good sentence. And when it comes to art, it's kind of like, trust the process. So it'll get there eventually. And if it doesn't, then you will learn and improve to do so. So it's kind of like, yeah, all of this is a process and you will always be improving. And it's a case of, one, are you willing to spend the time to get where you want it to be? But mostly, there is always going to be there's many approaches to it. There's the valley of the suck. There's all these sort of other elements, which are literally just a lot of the process isn't great, but eventually it starts coming together. And this is getting there, sort of thing. So if these are static, yep, those are all static. No overrides needed. So a lot of these is content, so I need to put things on top of here. I'm kind of tempted to put another line. So I'm tempted to, yeah, no, not the value of the suck, the valley. The valley of the suck. Who was it? A really sort of famous anatomy artist came up with that label quite a while ago now. And he's just like really good at like labeling anatomy and learning anatomy. And yeah, he coined the term, which is basically, yeah, the first half of any project sucks. Like, you could be the best person ever, and this guy was very good at what he did, but yeah, the first half of any of his projects like looked terrible, because that's how art works. So yeah, trust the process, and getting through the valley of the suck is both skills that are very, very important. Now, I think, not sure why that's happening. Let's put these on. And put this back on. Ah, that one. Okay. So what's happening there is this is out, I think, outside the light probe. So if I move it in, you can see the pose, but so those two light probes are on the outside, so they're really dark. So the closer, this is actually a really good example of light probe and what they do. So these have baked lighter, but these have baked darker. So I can actually edit those to be more accurate. So let's do that. Make sure they're actually in the room. Yeah. It's just those two. Everything else seems okay. Like those two seem fine. So I think it's just these ones. So let's move them a little forward. Approve, edit. It's a bit of a weird one though. Why? Why? Just why? Okay, let's grab all of them. Move them forward. Meet it there. And when that when that bakes again, it should theoretically be good. Fingers crossed. Everything else seems fine. The last thing I'd like to do before one more bake and then wrapping it up, I have to do a short one because I've got a few things to do today, is something here. I'm thinking maybe flipping, or I grab these and move them more in the middle so there's more space on all fronts. I think for now, let's maybe do that. So there and there, and then I'm maybe we'll also get some more cool lighting. So we have lots of space to walk around. That actually looks better already. The catch with that is we've got sort of this is misaligned, but I think that's fine. Okay. Cool. Now I think for these guys, we could probably make them static as well. And then, say for example, if I have a t-shirt on top of that, you'd still have the nice shadow. Like you wouldn't be able to pose them, but you could have a really nice shadow around that character, and it would have t-shirts and hoodies and stuff like that that are assets, like artifacts. So that'd be kind of cool, actually. So I might do that as a test. Okay, cool. Yeah, alright. So we'll save that and bake that. So I'm going to go quiet for a bit because it does not like this. So unless... this one actually has to be metal. So we did not do that. Store... materials. Doesn't have material. Okay. Well, we can just drag it up that there for now. Okay. Actually, I kind of want a floor, like a tiled floor. Yeah, let's do that. And I think I have one. Here's one we prepared earlier. Floor. So if I actually get rid of this one, yep, that's exactly what I want. So export textures. Do we want a black? Maybe gray. Let's invert this and see what happens. Mask, mask, mask. Yep. And then make that 10. Maybe 5. And how do I get rid of the pattern? I don't want the pattern. Found the pattern. Cool. We'll give this a shot. Yeah. Export textures. We want this to go into the general store. The name here is floor 01, so that works. So select folder. This can be pretty small. And universal render pipeline seems to work well. So let's do that. Export. So we need a new let's just call this floor. Not one, just in case we decided to add some more ones. And then we go down to textures. Rename these because these are incorrect. I think it's based on like mesh and then stuff like that, so that's not worth a texture, so I'm going to get rid of that one. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Yeah, okay. And floor. Normal. Fix. Cool. And then we can drag that onto the floor and hopefully 1. Okay. So let's get some tiling going. 20 by 20. No, smaller. 30 by 30. Yeah, that's not bad. Alright, let's do that. I'm going to bake, and then we're going to test. Cool. I like the shadows. That's kind of cool. Alrighty, let's give it a whirl. Certainly starting to look like a store. Yep, they're a little high. Okay, I gotta fix that. Well, that's kind of cool. Like you could 100% have floating ones in a store, but this is trying to be based on reality. So, how do these look? Pretty cool. Alright. Yeah, it's certainly coming together. Like, yeah, this looks like a store. Which is sort of what I want to, like, there's a lot, like, this is very simple. This is very on the point, but I kind of like these. Ooh, that I can walk through, so I have to stop that. Are these? Yeah, I have to do some colliders. I might do that before I end the stream, actually, just so I remember. Maybe, yeah, there's some things we can do with the lighting. The images would look a lot better, like if we had sort of cool, like branding stuff. I'm still leaning towards sort of like moving them forward. It looks like these two have been cleaned up by moving them forward as well, so that's good. But yeah, so you can't get out, but you can see the end. So I think I'm going to put an end of the hall there, and same with that side. So the other option is I create a skybox that allows that sort of thing, but yeah, maybe a corridor. This one isn't. The frame here isn't a static anymore, so the nice shadows aren't there. So I'll fix that as well. But yeah, I need to do some nice lighting as well, so put that up there. But it's definitely looking like a store. Especially once I get like things on top and inside there. So I'll need to do, I'll spend a bit of time this week, hopefully, making assets to fill out the space. So even though I can't buy, oh, I suppose I could. I can't buy things here, but I could click on it and it just randomly comes up with an option. So yeah, there's lots of cool things we could do with that. So before wrapping up, I'm going to make that a static, move those down, and put colliders on all of the things. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so 4 cabinets. On the floor. Cool. Each cabinet requires a box collider. Right, and then I'm going to use apply all. Therefore, these have box colliders now too. We also want this one. That is also a collider, so that's good. Box collider. Apply all. So those are box colliders. We have this, which is not a static. That is now a static. These ones are not, so that's good. These ones are, so that's fine. What else do we need to do? What else did I say I was going to do? That's it. I want to box these ones as well. So for these ones, I'm going to just do on the collider. So I'm going to change that to walls. And then I'm going to create another one called shelves. No, no. Dang it. I was like, why isn't it there? Because it's not there. Okay, so grab that. The problem with this approach is that if I'm putting artifacts, this might override it. So, well, I'll do it for now. And then when I look at the artifacts, I'll look at that again. So just for figuring spacing out and whatnot. Yeah, so what I'm probably going to do is I like that length, but then I'm going to, well, let's do it now. So the plan is, where is it? There. So I'm going to duplicate that, rotate it around, and then do that. That way, it will look like it's the end of the line. And we'll need the window, so we'll duplicate that. Alright, and then another one of those at the other end. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, that should be good. I'll probably have to make... Actually, let's do this. Duplicate. Rotate. All right. Not too sure why that's a different color than the other ones. And it bothers me that it is, but I'm not too sure. So, like, that's plastic white, plastic white, plastic white, plastic white. So it's all there. Could be a reflection thing, not too sure. Okay, so we've made those changes. So that should be good for now. So I'll probably wrap it up there. A lot of things to do today. But I think that is definitely a good step, and now we're moving on to sort of the next one, which is mostly content, lighting, things like that. So it's simple, but that's kind of the point. This is mostly about the products that people can sell, and less about the space. This is also a very normal store. I could do like amazing designs, but this is one more a concept that can show what could be done, but also just an experiment in what would you call it? I don't know, simplicity. And I kind of like the idea of being like a lot of the assets that you sell are like really colorful, for example. And therefore, like the space is really black and white, but the things you're creating are the actual attention. So I kind of like this whole black and white vibe for the store. But of course, you could update it and edit it and do all sorts of things. And that's why I made like these tiled, so I could change them and still keep a pattern, for example. So I could do all sorts of things, and I'll probably do that as we go, once we have that sort of element added. So yeah, all right, I will wrap it up there. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and happy building. I don't know why he's talking. It's weird. I'll catch you later.